You know that feeling where your thoughts scare you or make life tough? Sometimes it feels like no one else in the world has those thoughts or feelings. No one seems to know how difficult it is to deal with your feelings. And it's not easy to share your deepest secrets. You might think something is wrong with you. Or you might worry what other people think. And all of that makes your thoughts and feelings worse. Our culture has created this environment of shame. Until the 1960s, society sent people away if they had challenges managing their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Over time, we learned that we didn't have to be afraid. We learned how to help people get better. We became hopeful. But there are remnants of those images in our culture today, which is why some people still feel uncomfortable talking about it. The stigma has taken new forms too. With more access to more people all the time, it can seem like the world is telling us it's not okay to be anything but perfect. The truth is, everyone has thoughts or feelings that can be hard to deal with. So why do we make it so difficult on ourselves by judging others who could be going through the same challenges we are? What if, instead of seeing labels, we saw people who are struggling and could be there for them so they didn't feel so alone? What if we looked past our fear of mental health and started to talk about it in a constructive way? What if, as a society, we used empowering words and healthy images to help people feel supported? Maybe then more of us could feel comfortable telling others when we're having a hard time. Maybe more people would get the help they need. And maybe one day we won't have to talk separately about mental health and physical health, but just health. The truth is, each of us has the power to change our culture.
What exactly is a mental illness? A mental illness is a physical illness of the brain that causes disturbances in thinking, behavior, energy, or emotion that make it difficult to cope with the ordinary demands of life. Research is starting to uncover the complicated causes of these diseases, which can include genetics, brain chemistry, brain structure, experiencing trauma, and/or having another medical condition, like heart disease. Good health is about both physical and mental well-being. Emotional, psychological, and social well-being are just as crucial as physical health, and they can all impact on one another. Mental health problems affect people in every country across the world. However, mental health is very intricately linked to poverty, discrimination, and overall health and well-being. While mental illnesses are recognized as an urgent health challenge, they are often severely neglected, and the people affected are hidden. Funding and resources allocated to mental health are almost non existent in many health systems around the world. 80% of people with mental health problems live in low and middle income countries, where fewer than 1 in 5 get any treatment. When mental health services do exist, they are not often adequate or appropriate. They are rarely integrated well with other health services, and the stigma attached to mental health issues prevents many people from seeking and accessing services. It is a silent epidemic, and those suffering are often not able to demand action. There's no way around it. The world is really scary right now. Now that coronavirus is sweeping the globe as a pandemic, we're all afraid for the health of ourselves and our loved ones. People all across the world are pinching pennies to make rent and support their families. Parents are forced to put their work and potentially income on hold to homeschool their children. That is, if their kid is even old enough for school. If not, then suddenly they need to provide 24/7 childcare while keeping up a job, and everyone elsewhere must stay away from social situations. It's scary and isolating and lonely. Yet we have the tools at our fingertips to help each other. Even in isolation, we're still connected. General perception of mental illness has improved over the past decades. Studies show that stigma against mental illness is still powerful, largely due to media stereotypes and lack of education, and that people tend to attach negative stigmas to mental health conditions at a far higher rate than to other diseases and disabilities such as cancer, diabetes, or heart disease. Stigma affects not only the numbers seeking treatment, but also the number of resources available for proper treatment. Stigma and misinformation can feel like overwhelming obstacles for someone who is struggling with a mental health condition. The reasons why people don't seek treatment are vast. The stigma and shame around receiving treatment can keep people from getting help. Poverty or embarrassment can also keep someone from asking for assistance. It may be difficult to find a
Have
therapist you
you ever
like.
felt
Many
that
medications for depression,
hopelessness?
anxiety, and other mental illnesses have
Have
undesired
you
side
ever
effects.
felt
Mental
forgotten
illnesses often
and
isolate
held
people and make
in
it
the
difficult to
warmth?
search for solutions.
Have you ever felt
Unfortunately, some people
like
give up
you
without finding
could
the right
disappear?
treatment for their needs.
Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel
Suicide is the
strong
10th leading cause of
enough
death
to
in the
stay,
United States, accounting for the deaths of
forget
approximately 43,000
reach
Americans in
out
2014.
your hand.
Mental health and physical health are closely
And the
connected. Mental health plays a major role in people's ability
sun
to
will
maintain
come
good
running
physical health.
at night,
Mental illnesses such as depression and
and
anxiety
take
affect
you
people's ability to participate in
home.
health promoting behaviors. In turn,
Even when the
problems with
dark
physical
comes
health, such as
crashing
chronic
through,
diseases, can have a
when you
serious
need a
impact on
friend to
mental health
carry
and
you,
decrease a person's
and
ability
when
to
you're
participate
broken
in
all
treatment and
over,
recovery.
you will be found.